employees. So they're the workers that support the students and the faculty and the work that they do here. They're the people that work in housing, administrative assistants, people that work in financial aid, advisors, all those people that support the important mission here of education for our students. I just want to spend a couple minutes to speak with you today. Today, as you all know, is a National Day of Unity and Solidarity. The theme is We Are One. We have another rally going on later today on Broad Street at 3:30, real important. But there are actions like this all over the country. 1,000 actions like this all over the country. Small gatherings of people who are trying to come together and say how important it is for all of us to be united. Students, workers, the community, the religious community, it's time for us to all stand together. More important than that, too, today is an anniversary of an assassination of Dr. King, who was standing up for ASME sanitation workers in Memphis, who stood with people, and people stood with him, who could answer this question, a question we all have to ask ourselves right now. What kind of country do we want to live in? What kind of country do we want to live in? Do we want to live in a country that slashes education spending, that slashes health care, that throws the poor into the streets, having no health care, that takes the elderly and cuts their Medicare? There are proposals now in Washington to cut trillions of dollars from budgets over the next 10 years. Trillions from education, trillions from health care, trillions from the aged and the children of this country. In Harrisburg, Mr. Corbett wants to cut billions from budgets that support higher education and education here in Philadelphia. Last week I marched with 2,000 students from Temple and from the Philadelphia School District to the district headquarters to demand that education be funded. We cannot cut education here. The question is, what kind of country do we all want to live in? Do we want to live in a country that puts the poor to the side, that puts the old to the side, that puts the young to the side, that continues the tax cuts for the very wealthy? They call it shared sacrifice, but the only ones who are sharing in the sacrifice is all of us, the students, the workers, the old, the young. It is not those who can pay that are paying. We are the only ones that are sacrificing here. It is time to tell other people, people with the resources, to step up. Taxes are not about taking money out of our pockets. Taxes are about pooling our money to do the things that we cannot do on our own. It is about a community. It is about a just society. It is time now to demand that this is a just society. You cannot strip workers of their collective bargaining rights. That is not right, and that is not democracy. What is going on in this country is a takeover. It's a takeover by the very wealthy and those who have the most to gain from this. Since the 20s, we have not had this kind of income inequality that we have now in this country. Is it right for the wealthiest 400 people in this country to have control over more wealth and resources than the bottom 50%?
No!
No! This is wrong, and we need to stand up and ask each and every one of ourselves, what kind of country do we want to live in? And what will we stand up for? Like those people that marched with Martin Luther King. He led a group of people to make change. But they marched with him and they made change. It is time for us to continue that struggle and that fight for economic justice and for what is fair in this country. So we support all the students, we support TUGSA, the workers. It is time for us to come together, to support one another, and to get what is fair and right for this country.